If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Folks, football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. As your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag, that's BETOLINE.ag, to receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure you use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline, where the game starts, and also BetOnline sponsors the Bossman Show on your radio. Folks, back on the Bossman Show, friend of the show, Josh Pastner, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Josh, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I am doing great. How are you doing? What's going on with you? How's life? I know you've been busy. You've been doing a lot of great things. So good to be on with you. I always enjoy being able to get on with you.
Life has been good, man. Just enjoying the family. Today's my little buzz birthday today. He's 32. So, a lot of fun for him today. We're going to go out and have some fun today. I can talk to you guys, man.
Happy birthday to him.
And you, Josh, you know, you have a late birthday as well, man. I am not going to tell everybody your age, but how does it feel, man, having your birthday has passed? What did you do, man?
You know what? My birthday was last Monday. And by the way, for everyone here watching, I just got done for a run. You know, being a coach, you got to try to stay in shape with the guys in case they ever need me to get on the floor and have to show them up a little bit on one-on-one, you know what I mean? And and be able to play against them. So I got to keep in good shape against them. But, you know, on my birthday, not too much, just was, you know, around and about, obviously, you know, a lot going on last week with Georgia Tech. And it was actually on my birthday, but, you know, so the way I look at it, every day is a gift. Every heartbeat's a gift. Every breath is a gift. Man, life is precious. I turned 45. Good Lord willingly, I hope to live to 130. I used to say 100 to 100, 110, 120. I want to stretch it to 130 somehow. I mean, life is like a big party, man. It's beautiful. And so you don't take one day for granted.
I hear that, man. I'll tell you what, like I told you before, my father's 82 years old, man. And seeing my father do what he does 82 years old, still coaching up kids, giving kids advice, coaching me up, and I'm almost 40 myself. It's watching my father 82 years old gives me hope that I want to be like him at his age and have his energy and burst still.
You know, life like basketball or like sports is all about energy. you're either energy giver or an energy taker, and to try to, kind of the mentality like your dad, instead of I have to do something, I get to do something, and all matter of how you look at things and the perspective and the attitude. So God bless your father on that. Obviously, he's continues to make just such a strong impact and a positive difference in so many, and he should be so proud of you. And so again, it's a beautiful thing, life, and it's just like sports. I mean, is there any better reality TV show than sports?
You got that right.
It's incredible sports. You just never know in sports, and man, it's just a real blessing to be part of sports.
I think, Joshua, you get along so well because you and I both are kids of coaches. We're coaches' kids. So it's like we get it. We get that symbiotic relationship, but we both came from coaches. So we get it, what this thing is, and we know what it is and what it isn't. As you always said on the show many times, the players help make you who you are, and we pour into those players, and they'll pour back into you as well by playing well for you.
Yeah, look, I always like to say coaches are probably not as good as they say they are, not as bad as they say they are, somewhere in the middle. Obviously it's a player's game. The players got to get on the field or the court or, wherever it may be and produce and get the job done. And yes, you've got to have great talent. There's no question about that. Talent matters. You got to have the ability and to do it and the skill set and the athleticism, but also more than that, you can have some really good players, but if you don't have a good team and good chemistry and cohesiveness and just the ability to as you mentioned, play for the coach, but also play for each other. The trust between the teammates is so important. This, your dad knows this, coaches know this. The best way to kind of police your team in a sense, to hold people accountable is not the head coach or the coaches, is actually the teammates. Yes. That's when you have a really good team. I've always said when the coach has to always be the person to hold everyone accountable all the time, there's probably a limit and a ceiling on how high the team can go. And yes, the coach has to set the standards, the accountability, and all those good things. But when you're a really, really good team, it's the teammates hold each other accountable, and they tell each other the truth. And as I like to say, you're not there to be their buddy. Their buddy just kind of the friends. Everyone here needs to be friends. You don't have to like each other every second, but friends tell each other the truth and are honest with each other. And even when you miss a line, so if we're running line drills and you miss the line, your friend needs to call you out, hold you accountable, and we got to do it again. That's when you have a really good team.
No doubt. And Josh, can you believe this, man? I know I can't believe it. You've been here 7 years, man. Heading to your 7th season, man, here at Georgia Tech, man. And you've been doing great things there with a lot of young men coming to your program, a lot of great moments, man. But can you believe it's been 7 years already for you heading this year?
I'm going to my 14th year as a head coach, which is incredible. 14th year as a head coach at a very high level. I'm in my 14th year, and this is my 7th going in at Georgia Tech. And just so many great things, being part of the Georgia Tech, the Institute and the Athletic Association and all the great players that I was able to coach and all those great things that go with that. However, my first 13 years as a head coach, I was the youngest coach every single year in the league. Every league that I was in, I was always the youngest coach, always. 13 straight years. This year will be my first year I'm not the youngest. John Shire, the new coach at Duke, will take that mantle, and I'll be the second youngest in the league. And this is my first year going into 14 years that I won't be the youngest guy in the league, so youngest head coach. So, even though I've been a head coach for a long time, I'm still young. I feel energized. I feel great. And I'm really looking forward to this team this season. We've had some great teams in the past. Last year we were really young. And unfortunately, we lost 2 pros in Alvarado and Moses Wright to the NBA. And so we had a lot of young guys. But what really hurt us last year, and because of the young guys, we lost a lot of close games. And I've always said, we were in so many games, we just weren't able to get over the hump. Part of that is because of our youth. I've said it many times, being young in the ACC, I believe the best way to be successful is to get old and stay old. But last year, what really hurt us was not having Bubba Parham. Bubba Parham was out the entire year due to a knee injury. I felt if we had had him, we would have won 4, 5, 6 more games and have been a totally different year, especially in those close games. And so that being said, even though we had a lot of youth last year, a lot of those young guys got a lot of great time in last season, and it will allow them to be really much more ready and mature and seasoned going into this season, this upcoming year. And then the second thing, we are spending a lot of time every day in practice, every single day, multiple times. We are doing a lot of time and score situations. So when we are in those close games, the ball will bounce our way, and hopefully we can finish out the game the right way.
I know, Josh, this year you have 8 upperclassmen this year on your roster, which I know is about staying old, like 5 seniors, 3 juniors, and the young guys, as you said. So I feel like you said, there's hope this year, optimism, because, hey, last year they went through those fires, and this year they can execute in those tight situations, keep their assignments, and not get tight when it's tight.
Yeah, look, I mean, basketball is such a rhythm and flow and energy game, and so many games are decided by 6 points, 4 points or less. And so when you do play younger guys, and that happened in my second year, my first year when I got here, we were really old and we had a great year and we overachieved, made it the championship of the NIT. My second year, we were really, really young and we struggled. And then the third year, we were a little bit older and we got really good towards the end of the season. My fourth year, we were really, really good. My fifth year, we won the ACC championship. And that's just part of the cycle. Last year, we became young again. Again, if we had Bubba Parham, we would have won 5 or 6 more games because he would have been a fifth-year senior for us. But, we threw that cycle. So we were young last year. And then next year, this season, we'll be older. And the good news is next year, we got our whole team back. Now, look, in the ACC, things have changed too because of the college landscape, because of the additional year of the COVID year and the NIL. There's a lot of teams in this league that have guys who probably shouldn't be playing in college anymore, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes.
Because of the additional year of COVID, and in most years, they would not have come back because they would have tried to pursue their professional career. But a lot of guys who are not going to be able to play in the NBA but are really good college players knows that the most money they'll make as a basketball player might be in college through the NIL. So a lot of guys throughout the league came back because of the NIL. So that ends up, for a program like us where we want the maturation because it helps a program like ours where when other teams lose guys, that's the difference where some of the NIL, where most years guys are left, but because of the NIL, some of those guys who usually would have been gone have come back. So I think the league's going to be really great. And, we're going to have to be really good at what we can control. And 3 areas that I think we've got to be really good at is we got to be really good at defensive rebounding because we've always been a very good defensive team. So we've got to limit teams to 1 shot. Secondly, we've got to take care of the basketball. We can't be having any terrible turnovers. Got to be great at taking care of the basketball. And third, we just got to make free throws. And those are things that are all within our control. And we do that, we got a good chance of winning games.
And Josh, I like how you're playing Clayton State, Vince Alexander down there in Morrow. First game of the year. You opened up Johns Hayes in the arena at Georgia State as well, which deal you had with Coach Lanier. And, so North Alabama, Tony Poe's a great guy. North Alabama, another great guy who I know very well. And Tony Mellon, I got from Memphis, who had some ties back there when you was down at Memphis. Talk about playing those 4 teams, what they mean to you, those guys as coaches as well, and playing their teams as well, Josh.
Yeah, so a couple things on our schedule. Usually what I would do is play 1 private scrimmage and then 1 exhibition game, and a live exhibition game against a Division II team. That's what we would do. Well, this year I decided what was best to play 2 private scrimmages. And then instead of playing the exhibition game, I moved that to the first game of the season, which was Clayton State, which is, it's great for both teams. Vince Alexander's the head coach who's a good friend and he does a great job. Clayton State's in the USG system, so they're part of the University of System of Georgia. And so you're helping them. And so, that will be instead of, again, playing them in an exhibition, we just moved that to the first game. And then the second game, we're at Georgia State, which, it's a very hard game. Obviously, you're playing at Georgia State to open their new arena, new basketball coach in Coach Hayes. And he did such a good job last season at Xavier, lead him to the NIT championship. And obviously he's going to be really good. Georgia State's always had a great program. Part of this game, people have asked, why are you playing at Georgia State? Part of this game is the 2-for-1 that we decided to do during the COVID year, because for budget, Georgia State would come to us twice, 2 home games, no money exchange. And then in return, we would open their arena. And again, so no money exchange. So for budget purposes, it was good for Georgia Tech. It's a hard game for Georgia Tech, going into a hostile environment in a sense, because it's going to be packed, opening their new arena. And but again, another great thing for the USG system, because Georgia State's part of the USG system. And and then from there, the following Thursday, we play Northern Illinois. And then we're down in Fort Myers. Now, I don't know what's going to happen at Fort Myers, if we're still going to hold that tournament there. That's to be determined. We were scheduled to play Utah and then either Mississippi State or Marquette. But obviously, Fort Myers, got beat up pretty bad with Hurricane with Ian. And so I don't know what's going to happen on that. We do come back after that and play North Alabama at home. And then we continue on from there. So we got a really good schedule. And really, good teams, good coaches we're playing against, good players. And then obviously the ACC, which is the best league in all of college basketball. So the schedule will get us ready for that.
No doubt, man. I'm looking at my schedule trying to find out days I got to come out there and see you guys play, because I see McCain's is a new court, Josh. It's real nice. I like that court, man. Did you help design that court, or was that above your head, man?
Yeah, no, that was a little bit above my pay grade, and that was above my head there. But it's a beautiful court. What happened was there was a big flood leak that ruined the floor from last season. And so we haven't been able to be on the new floor literally since our last home game, believe it or not. And so we've been out for a while. So looking forward to get back on the floor to practice, and get back after it. And they did a great job with the floor. I'll tell you what, the first time the floor will be used will be October 7th for the volleyball team. The volleyball team, with Coach Collier and her volleyball team at Georgia Tech, is unbelievable. They're outstanding. They're one of the best in the country, top 10 in the country. And that first time the Camish will be used with the new court will be for the volleyball team on October the 7th. So any listeners out there, people watching this, go support the Georgia Tech volleyball team, top 10 in the country. They're outstanding.
No doubt, man. I got one more for you, Josh. Man, excuse me, man. How is the game in your mind changed from when you played at Arizona? So how's it changed for you in your mind since you was a player, man? Now that you're coaching it, how's it changed over the years for you?
Interesting. You asked that. A couple things. Last Friday they did a movie. It was a documentary. It's going to be on CBS Sports called Lute, Lute, and it's about Lute Olson and a lot about the '97 championship team, which I was part of. The only team in the history of the NCAA tournament to win the national championship and beat 3 number 1 seeds. The only team to ever do that. I still say it's the greatest NCAA tournament run in the history. And you've got, we beat Kansas, Kentucky, and North Carolina, Kentucky, the 3 winningest programs at the time in college basketball, the only team to ever do that. But that was in 1997. That was 25, 26 years ago. The game has changed in a lot of ways. A couple things. Number one, back then you would play 3 out, 2 in, meaning that there'd be 2 traditional post guys a lot of times playing and 3 perimeter players. Now, most of the game is played either 4 perimeter players and 1 inside person, or 5 perimeter players on the floor. And the game has changed where there's really not that true defined center anymore. That's been one of the big parts of the game that has changed. 2, analytics. Back then, analytics was not involved in the game like it is today. I mean, you got the Atlanta Hawks hat on. I mean, in the NBA, man, they look at everything in analytics and analytical. Yes. In fact, they have people making decisions and they hire just on analytics in the NBA. And I'm sure the Hawks do that as well, too. So that has changed. And then you look at the college landscape and you look at obviously the NIL, the transfer portal, the changing of the conferences has totally changed. And so things are constantly evolving, and you've got to stay flexible, got to be willing to change. And, but in the end, as long as they don't change the rule and you can only play 5 players at one time and you still got to put the ball in the basket, that still makes it, there's a lot of similarities to now and back then as well.
No doubt. But Josh, look forward to seeing you as always, my friend. I'll be out there to support you as always. And best of luck to you. All positive vibes your way, man. Always enjoy chatting with you, my brother.
You too, my friend. Stay in touch and looking forward to it. And some great sports coming up for everybody in the city of Atlanta.
All right, buddy. See you soon, man.
Okay, thank you.
Anytime, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Folks, football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. As your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag, that's betonline.ag, to receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure you use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline, where the game starts, and also BetOnline sponsors the Bossman Show on your radio.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.